Operational excellence for me, I think it's really understanding what needs to be done and what is the focus of the team. Right? Because you can do something very, very good, but if it's not in line in terms of what is the main essence of your team or your scope, and I think it's not going to be as effective, right? So I think in terms of excellence, it's really knowing what are the key things that you need to focus on and how do you do that better in a way that you know the different let's say dimensions of how you work and really try to see what you can do and improve in terms of those dimensions, right? That is more relevant to the main output or the main scope of your team or your personally, etc. So the metro map, I believe, is quite important to set the base because during the metro map activity, that's where we actually define and got to know about what is the core thing, in this case for product services, our team. What are the key things that we need to deliver? What are the things that we need to get to deliver those items? So I think it's really the foundation of everything in terms of this OPEX journey for us to determine what needs to be done and what are the key things that we need to focus on moving forward. So I think for the MDI, the main important thing is that you have the correct metro map, right? Because the metro map, as I mentioned, it's defining what you need to focus on, what is your core responsibilities. By knowing that one, you can now move on to this MDI or management of daily improvement to really focus on the things on how you make sure that the outputs that you're delivering day to day is really managed on a constant drumbeat, right? To make sure that nothing is missed and everything is delivered 100%. I think in terms of this PDCA, right? I think it's also a mindset, right? Because we don't do things linearly in a linear manner, right? So it's a cycle. So everything that we do, we need to learn from it based on the output. And based on that output or outcome, we need to plan accordingly to achieve this Kaizen mindset, right? Or continuous improvement. So we really need to do, of course, planning at first. But once we get the outcome and the output, we need to assess and see what we can do better in the future, right? So that is, I think, the main uh, topic for the PDCA, which is quite relevant as well for the MDI, right? Because definitely on the day to day, we learn something new, and that's those things that are new is something that could be uh, giving a positive feedback in terms of what we can do in the future better, right? Yeah. So I think the main benefits so far of the OPEX journey is really on this awareness of the core responsibilities of the team. What are the key things that needs to be delivered, right? Because I think on a day to day, there's a lot of noise, and that we just blindly do it. But through this OPEX journey, I think we, as product services, we really became aware on the things that really matters for our team, and set aside those things that doesn't really matter so far. And in some instances, we challenge as well why we're doing it, right? And I think in terms of this MDI, it's really providing the team the right focus in terms of how to manage the work correctly on a day to day, making sure that there's nothing missed, everything is done 100% correct. Having the foresight to also plan and mitigate risks. That's one of the main game changers that we noticed so far with this MDI and PDCA that we're doing so far. So I think definitely there's a lot of things to be done still. The journey is not yet done. So I'm really looking forward on what the OPEX journey can bring to our team and the whole of ISM.
Okay, super. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.